Hello, dear students. Our today's topic is Appa Mam. It's the seventh lesson of our textbook. It's written by Padma Hejmadi. Appa Mam is a short story written by Padma Hejmadi. The word Mam has been taken from Tamil or Hindi, which means uncle. This is a humorous story that deals with a man who claims to be a sannyasi although he enjoys his living. Later he turns out to be a cheat. Appa Mam is an uncle to the younger members and elders called him Appa. As elders called him Appa and he was an uncle, the younger of the family started calling him Appa Mam. Apart from this epithet, he was labelled with other titles also. He was called a shameless rascal, an old burnt face. However, he took these titles as decorations. The narrator met Appa Mam for the first time when her mother took her to Madras to stay with her grandparents. They found Appa Mam seated in grandfather's chair, wearing grandfather's dhoti and smoked beedies. His head cleans shaved and forehead coated with ashes, busy studying newspaper. Whenever asked about his whereabouts, he always added that he is doing meditation wherein he had renounced worldly joys in search of spiritual knowledge, but his behavior nullified everything. Later, Appa Mam announced that he was going on foot to the temple at some far-off place and he would return by nightfall. Late in the evening, when he came back after the day's pilgrimage, being dead tired, to his experience he added that a few days of soft living had spoiled him. As a result, it was not possible for him to undergo even a single day's starvation also. He didn't eat the food packed in the container but gave it to other pilgrimage and had been without food for 2 days. Appa Mam was tested every time and was teased every day. When the younger uncle pretended to adjust his hollow, he would say that it was always a little in the wrong position. He discussed his nightmare that he had become the part of a family legend. He returned after 3 years during night time. The boys were away at college and the writer's grandparents had gone to bed early. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared at the gate calling Premavati, Premavati. Grandmother woke up and got frightened for a moment, waking up grandfather as well, who asked him why the old burnt face had been. Actually, he had returned and brought back 25 rupees he had taken from the grandfather's desk, which made uncles decide that this virtuous act had brought on the nightmare. Later, grandfather woke up at midnight, finding Appa Mam shouting some nonsense and dancing like a dervish around his bed. Grandfather stopped him and felt astonished to see that he had been sleeping all the time. One day, to the utter surprise of grandfather, Appa Mam's disciples paid a visit as they wanted a darshan and get blessings, for he had been practicing meditation for years near North Indian village. Everybody made a critical remark that hardly mattered for Appa Mam. He gave a damn to everything, finished his breakfast, sat cross-legged under the neem tree and saw them one by one. Such an act surprised the members of the family who had never thought that Appa Mam could give blessings to others, proving himself to be a real sannyasi. Later the story ends with the twist where two boys later in the evenings, the earrings of the writer's aunts were missing, with a remark that even Appa Mam was also not seen for days altogether. Appa Mam's disappearance jolted the writer in her opinion about him. Appa Mam's way of being a sannyasi was unpredictable. It could not be correctly defined. There was no transparency. Appa Mam claims to be sannyasi, but he leads a good life without caring for the opinions of others, follows his own lifestyle. Sometimes he would disappear from the house for many days without any explanation. Then he would reappear on the doorstep one morning unshaven and dressed in a saffron clothes and carrying his begging bowl, but he was as cheerful as ever. He had the art of saying different things to different people. He had a creative mind. He had a different story for each person depending on what he thought on of their individual taste and appreciation. When he disappeared, he took grandfather's cufflinks with him. At another occasion, he took 10 rupees from grandmother's money, which made members to the family lock up their belongings. It was later found that, as an ascetic, he did not believe in worldly possessions, having nothing of his own. The writer's mother always defended Appa Mam, saying everybody talked of his taking things, but no one mentioned how easily he gave those things to the poor and needy. When his disciples came to see him, the members of his family feel amazed. Later, the earrings of the writer's aunt were missing, with a remark that even Appa Mam was also not seen for days altogether. Appa Mam's appearance jolted the writer in her opinion about him.